The Champions League is back. Will Real Madrid be able to defend their trophy that they won last year? We'll have to wait and see about that. But fantasy football is back. This is going to be my game week 1 team. And, there's going to be changes throughout the entire competition. I'm going to keep on bringing you update videos for each game week. I've also got my score predictions for game week 1 of the Champions League coming in a few days as well. By the time of recording, not sure when this is going to be released. I'm recording this on Tuesday, so I think I might release it on Wednesday. But let's just get straight into it. Fantasy football, as usual, 15 players to fill. 4 substitutes, your starting 11, 100 million to spend. Let's get straight into it. Right, starting off with my forwards. I have to put only one guy in here that I think is going to stay in my team for the entire competition. That is Kareem Benzema. Had an absolute superb season last season in all competitions, not just the Champions League. He scored 45 goals last season in all competitions and is an absolute beast. And I think he's going to just continue to keep on scoring goals and keep on getting points in fantasy football. Now, he is against Celtic in the first game in the group stage, so I really think this one's going to be a good one. Celtic against Real Madrid, but Benzema against the Celtic defence. I think Benzema's going to just have a really good season again, and yeah, he's the first player in my team. Now, for my other forward options, now this one's going to be a little bit tricky because I did have Robert Levandoski in my team last year, but that was when he was with Bayern Munich. He has since moved to Barcelona, and I don't know how well he's going to do there. Obviously, the Bayern Munich squad worked really well around him, and I had quite a few Bayern Munich players in last season, but I don't think I'm going to have Levandoski in from game week 1, which, again, that could be a bad decision. But yeah, I think I'll miss him out of my team just from the start. Also, another player that had a really good Champions League last season was Sebastian Haller. Now, of course, he has moved from Ajax to Dortmund in replace of Erling Haaland, but then he did get a tumour, and he's had his operation now, and he's recovering well. But of course, he will not be playing in these games. So I'm going to go with one last big striker, I think, and that is going to be Erling Haaland. He has started off the season superbly with Manchester City. He's against Sevilla in the first game week game, so I do think Man City will be able to score quite a few goals. They've got a superb team. Again, I've got my score predictions coming soon for game week 1 of the Champions League, but Erling Haaland's going to be my other forward in this. He has, just done superbly for Man City so far. Got a hat trick, scored 2 against West Ham on the opening day, and I think it'll continue into the Champions League. So those 2 are my main big players up front. Now, we'll just leave the other forward option out for the time being because I feel like I'm going to be using, a low price player on my bench. That's what I normally do. That's normally my tactics. Just put like 4 million players on the bench, save up money for some bigger players in the starting 11. So let's just move on to my midfield now, and this one is going to be a little bit difficult, seeing that we've got so many brilliant midfielders. But one of my first players that I'm going to put in there is Vinicius Jr. Once again, another player that had a superb season last season, and I think it's going to continue into this season. He's only going to get better. Lots of talent, and yeah, he's going to make it in my team. And then obviously more midfielder slots to fill. Leroy Sané for me has got to go in. He had a really good season last season again as well. All of these players have had really good seasons last season, and I feel like obviously the players that I put in so far are going to do a decent job. Now, Mohamed Salah hasn't had the greatest of starts to the Premier League this year. I'm not going to put him in my team for game week 1. Liverpool are against Napoli in the first game, so a little bit of a tough game there. So I'll just just leave them out for the time being, and then we're going to fill up some more midfield slots. Luis Diaz is going to go in instead of Mo Salah for me, and also Bernardo Silva is going to get into that midfield as well. I think he's going to have a good season. He was linked with Barcelona during the transfer window. He's not going anywhere, and he's just a really good midfielder. And I recommend definitely for him to go in your team. Once again, we're going to miss out that midfielder slot. Probably going to be using it for another low price player. And we're going to go on to defence now. And well, first one in there for me is Joao Cancello. Just, you want the fullbacks in your defence that are going to get you points, going to get you assists, going to get you goals. And Joao Cancello is your attacking fullback. He is superb. Once again, plays for Man City, and I think they're going to do well this season in the Champions League. It's going to be between like Real Madrid, Man City, and Bayern Munich. I think for the three main teams to win the Champions League this season. For me, PSG for me, I don't think will get a chance. Neither really Liverpool. I think the main big three are the three that I just did mention. But Joao Cancello is going to make it in the team. And then we have got maybe a little bit of a wild card in there, but I'm going to go for Nicolas Otamendi. Now, he plays for Benfica, and he is very cheap, 4.5 million. He is a solid defender. Of course, he did used to play for Man City. He's still got the quality, but I feel like Nicolas Otamendi's been one of these players that since he's left the Premier League, no one's ever talked about him since, but he is still your rock solid defender, and for only 4.5 million, you've got to put him in the team, surely. He is making it in my team, and he isn't going to be a player that's going to make it on the bench. I know I said I would be getting 4 million players for the bench, but no, he is one of my starting 11. And also, going back to the big players, Eldar Militao is going to be my other centre back option. Again, quite cheap, 5.5 million. Really good season last season. I think he's going to have another good one. My final defender, I haven't said any Chelsea players yet. I'm going to say my first Chelsea player, Rhys James. Only 6 million. And again, as I said with Joao Cancello, you want your fullbacks that can attack. James is just that. He's going to get you assists. He could come up with some goals as well. And I think he is, he's going to be good, and that's going to be my completed defence for my starting 11. Of course, we'll fill up the substitutes in just a moment. Now we are on to goalkeepers now. I could go, there's loads of good goalkeepers that I could go for, like Alisson Becker, Manuel Neuer, Thibaut Courtois. Of course, I've already got 3 Real Madrid players in there, so I can't go Courtois or like Ederson for Man City. I've already got 3 Man City players in there as well. Of course, you've also got like Jan Oblak and ter Stegen, but I'm going to go for my second Chelsea player, and that's going to be Edouard Mendy, only for 6 million. And look, they're against Dynamo Zagreb in Matchday 1. I don't think Chelsea are going to concede. Again, I've got score predictions coming very soon. I don't think Chelsea will concede. So I'm going to put him in. Hopefully he can keep a clean sheet. I think he will do. And also there will be a few chances. So hopefully get some like extra bonus points for saves as well. I think he'll be able to do a good job there. And then just really to finalise the team, we just go low with like 4 million players. Of course, they're not going to get on the bench. So I'll be back in a few seconds while I search for the cheapest options, and I will be back in a few seconds. Okay, we are back with some cheaper players now for my bench. Now, I've got mainly Benfica players, as you can see. I filled my midfield and defender slots with Benfica players. I feel like Benfica is another, club that doesn't really get spoken about quite a lot, that does have some quality, but not enough to properly do anything in the competition. But we did reach a problem, and I was out of cash by like 1.5 million. So what I have decided to do is take out Erling Haaland, which is a little bit of a risk, but I am going to replace him with someone that didn't really score that many goals for when they were at Chelsea, but now that he's gone back to his actual club where he came from originally, Timo Werner for RB Leipzig. They are playing Shakhtar Donetsk in their game, like their first game week group stage match. And I think Leipzig will be able to win that one. And, Timo Werner, I think, will be able to get firing again now that he's back with his original club. And, of course, my midfield option, I did have to remove Vinicius Jr. in there, once again, price problems. But I also thought of Sadio Mane, who, of course, has moved to Bayern Munich. And they do play him as a striker. And Sadio Mane is actually a midfielder in this, so look, I can put him in. He's right there. I am minus 1.5 million when I do put him in, though. But just as an option, and I would definitely really recommend going for this option. He is a forward for Bayern Munich, but on here he's a midfielder. So get a midfielder in that can score goals, because Bayern Munich play him as a striker. But I am going to not put Sadio Mane in, obviously, because I'm in debt by 1.5 million. And instead, I am going to go for another Leipzig player, and that is going to be Nkunku. And again, another player that had a really good season last season. And I think, he was linked with big moves to like Bayern Munich, and I don't know if there was any other big clubs in there, but he stayed with Leipzig. I think he's going to, play really well again. I'm going to put him in my team, and then there we go. That is my final team. Obviously, I'm not going to have all the 4.5 million players on, apart from Otamendi. Of course, he is going to be in my starting 11. But there we go. It will get moved around as the weeks go, but as I said, I would like to try and fit in Sadio Mane, maybe get a few more Man City players in there as well. There we go. That is my team for game week 1. Going with the 4-4-2 formation here. I think it's maybe the best one possible. And there we go.